Do it with me. Straighten your spine, shoulders back, chin up. Gently allow the corners of your mouth to curl upward. Smile. Don't you already feel better about yourself? Don't you already feel more confident in your own skin? Hello, all my beautiful little unicorns. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, my name is Vanessa Samina, and I'd like to welcome you into the fam. Now, if there's one thing that I can promise you, then it's that by the end of watching this video, you will leave feeling so much better about yourself and like you can accomplish anything that you set your mind towards. And if no one has told you this today yet, allow me to be the one to say it. You're amazing and you deserve to feel good about yourself, so let's talk. So judging by the title of this video, you are here watching this and listening to me because you want to feel better about yourself. You want to learn how to do that. So chances are that you're not feeling your absolute best right now. And maybe life has been kind of challenging for you lately. Maybe work has been making you feel really depressed. Maybe your finances, your health, or your relationships are in a challenging spot. Maybe someone even betrayed you or broke your heart, and right now you're going through heartbreak and you just want to feel better about yourself instantly, like that. Perhaps you're dealing with mental health issues such as depression, PTSD, an eating disorder, anxiety. I mean, the list of reasons to not feel great about yourself is really endless. But here's the thing, you guys. I don't care what's wrong with you. I don't care what anyone has done to you. I love you guys so much. I do not want a single subscriber of mine to go another day, week, month, year, decade, or lifetime without feeling good about themselves. I will not allow it. I simply will not permit this to happen. You guys know that I have made it my business to create a channel and content that leaves you feeling better after you were here than when you arrived. So if you're here watching this and you're seriously committed to feeling better about yourself, I can guarantee you that if you execute what I'm about to tell you, the only way you're gonna go from here is up. So firstly, let's talk about future promising to yourself about procrastinating. You need to stop telling yourself that you will allow yourself to feel better about who you are once you've got your career sorted, once you've got your finances in check, once you've paid off your debt, once you're in love, once you're married, once you have kids, once your kids have moved out. No. Just no. Your time is now. You need to stop behaving like you are a cat that's got 9 lives. Newsflash, you've only got one shot at this thing called life, and you need to stop wasting your precious time saying that you will start to feel better about yourself once this or that has fallen in place or once the perfect moment has come. The perfect moment does not exist. You cannot wait for an external circumstance before you give yourself permission to feel better about yourself. Stop procrastinating and becoming who you know you're meant to be. You're meant to be the main character of your life. You will never be this young again. You will never have as much time as you have right now, ever again. Are you aware of this? Have you really put some thought into that? Because trust me, 10, 20, 50 years from now, you will have wished that you would have just forgotten about all of these petty little trivial things that don't even matter in the grand scheme, and that you would have just started feeling good about yourself, and that you would have just lived your best life, that you would have taken those pictures of yourself without picking everything apart, that you would have just gone out to that party instead of working yourself to the bone. You will want to look back at your life and think to yourself, oh, wow, I'm so happy I lived every second of it. I'm so happy that I didn't waste any of my time feeling bad about myself, and I didn't need to. So please, do yourself a favor. Ask yourself right now if it's really worth using any of your limited time, youth, and energy not feeling good about yourself. What is the point? Please let me know what the point is. I've got all day. The comment section is always open for suggestions, but to be completely real with you and to just be that big sis that tells you the truth and gives it to you the way it is, life will never be perfect. There will never be a perfect moment to get married, to have a child. There will never be a perfect moment to switch jobs, to start your YouTube channel or your own business. And if we try hard enough, we can always find a reason to not feel good about ourselves. We can always find something that isn't exactly the way it needs to be in order for us to feel confident to do it. Maybe the temperature in the room isn't right. Maybe the humidity isn't where it needs to be. Maybe the lighting isn't great. However, remember that it is your choice. Make yourself proud. I want you to know that even though maybe right now you don't feel like the most successful person in the world, maybe you don't feel like you have anything inspiring to say, you may feel that way, but it is not true. You actually have some really important and valuable lessons to share. The things that you've been through in your life, the hardships you have faced, the difficulties and challenges that you have overcome, you still came out the other side. You're still here standing every single day, getting up in the morning, trying the best that you possibly can. Wow. You are amazing, and your story really matters. That's one thing that I hope will make you immediately feel better. Just think about it. The day will come where your child, your grandchild, your neighbor, a random stranger walking down the street will be going through such a tough time, and you will be telling them how you got over your hardships, and they will know that they're not alone. You will tell them and show them how you came out the other end, how you were able to pull yourself through, to keep going and trying your best every single day. And you may not know this at the time, but your story may be exactly what that person needs in order to get them through the day. Your story may be exactly what that person needed to not continue repeating life-ending thoughts in their head and feeling like there's no other way out. Your story may just be that thing that keeps a loved one or even a stranger from completely giving up on themselves. So please, your story matters. And I hope that you know that everything that you've been through has made you who you are today. And that is something to be proud of. You should feel amazing about yourself. You're still here. You're still fighting. You haven't given up. And not everybody has had this strength. Let's just make that very clear. A thing that you can do to immediately feel better about yourself right now is to practice good hygiene. I know it may seem like something so small, but trust me, even if you're watching this video right now and you haven't brushed your teeth, you haven't moisturized your face, you're wearing dirty clothing, maybe you haven't brushed your hair, you haven't really taken care of yourself, all that affects how you feel about yourself. And poor hygiene reflects that you don't respect yourself enough to take the time and energy to care for yourself. Trust me, if you just practice good hygiene every single morning before you even do anything, and it has to be before you do anything for someone else, you will feel so much better about yourself. You will feel so much more like when you enter a room, you've got confidence. When an email comes in, you feel ready because guess what? You've taken care of yourself first. You've filled up your cup. You've taken care of your basic needs. You feel refreshed. You've got this zest and energy about you that just screams, I am ready. I feel good about myself. I respect myself. That is what good hygiene says. Because good hygiene isn't just about looking good. This is about your health. Things such as your dental health, it is actually scientifically proven that it's correlated to your lifespan. How good of care you are able to take of your teeth. So all of these things really do matter. As trivial and as shallow as they may seem, there's actually way more depth to good hygiene than I think we give this entire area credit for. So please take this very seriously and don't forget how powerful good hygiene can be for your day-to-day life as well as your mental health, and how much better it can make you feel about yourself instantly. Okay, now my beautiful babies of the zodiac, things are gonna get fun. Because guess what we're gonna do? We are going to cure ourselves from the disease called excusitis. And once we've cured ourselves, we are going to vaccinate ourselves so we become completely immune and resistant to this disease. The first time I ever heard of this disease was in the book The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. And of course, it's not a real disease, but you guys get where we're going with this. And in this book, Schwartz describes how excusitis just makes you come up with all of these reasons why you cannot feel good about yourself and how that affects your entire well-being and happiness. I read this book before, but I was in a really dark place, so I reread it. And when I was reading that passage, I immediately self-diagnosed with excusitis because I knew that I was making excuses as to why I couldn't do better. You guys, I was in a really dark place coming out of a long-term relationship that failed. My business was struggling because I couldn't focus on it. All of these things affected my physical health. You guys saw on my Instagram a few tidbits about me being in hospital. I posted about it. And you guys, it was just a struggle bus all the way. And it came to the point that I just knew if I wanted any of these things to get better, I could no longer keep telling myself that I can't feel good because of all of these external circumstances, because they would just get worse and worse and worse. The more I focused on everything that wasn't going well, everything that was struggling, the more I was attracting those circumstances into my life. So I knew that if I wanted the blessings to come back, I had to first focus on feeling good about myself again. I had to seriously focus on working on myself. And you guys, it is in the deepest, darkest moments where you're on your knees, you're begging for just an answer for how things can get better, where you have to realize that you have to take these matters into your own hand and be committed to feeling better about yourself ahead of time. You cannot wait for somebody to make you feel good about yourself before you give yourself permission to feel good. You must start investing in yourself, even when you feel like you don't have any time, any funds, or any energy. That is something you will never regret doing, and that is something that will never harm you. Invest in yourself, especially when things are very challenging in your life. And let me tell you, people who consistently feel good about themselves, they do not hide behind excuses. No matter how valid or challenging their circumstances may be or their health may be, they do not use that as an excuse as to why they can't do something. Because people who consistently feel good about themselves, they know that the longer you let excusitis linger, the worse it becomes. And before you know it, it is embedded in your subconscious mind. And all of a sudden, you constantly feel as though there is a reason why you can't feel good. All of a sudden, these excuses become so valid in your head because you've now given them a space to live and to thrive and to breathe. Yes, your mental health may not be perfect. Maybe you're in debt. Maybe you don't love your job, or your love life just kind of sucks and someone broke your heart. Maybe you're not where you want to be in life or where you'd hope that you would be at this age or during this season and period of your existence. Maybe you're not happy about your appearance. But let's be clear about one thing. Focusing on all of that, focusing on the things that aren't ideal, will never allow you to feel better about yourself. Never, ever. It will never, ever get you there. It will just keep you in a low vibrational state, especially when you are giving your personal power to things that are outside of your control and that will never be within your control. Some things may also take a substantial amount of time to change. Why wait till something has changed? Why wait till something maybe happens, maybe doesn't happen, to feel good about yourself? Why are you putting yourself through this? Tell me the reason why. What is the purpose? Why are you putting all this pressure on yourself? What is the reason? One of the most frequent comments that I get is about appearance. If you're not happy with your appearance, you feel like you're too heavy, too big, too skinny, you don't like the shape of your body, and this is not something that you can change overnight, right? This is not even something that you can healthily change within a week. Sometimes even months aren't enough. Some things are just who we are. Some things are just part of what we were born with, and nothing that you can do will ever be able to change this part of your physical appearance. And if you choose to undergo a cosmetic procedure to change something that you don't like about yourself, still, there is no guarantee that you will wake up from the operating table and look in the mirror and say to yourself, oh, I feel great. I feel better about myself now. I feel amazing. Let me tell you this one thing. You can pay to change how you look, but no amount of money in this world will change how you feel about yourself on the inside. There is no amount of money on this planet, beyond this planet, that can change that. And that is it. That is the end of the story. If you do not commit to doing the work to feel better about yourself, you cannot feel better. That is the simple answer, you guys. You know that I'm not the type of person who will sugarcoat things. I am not the type of person that just tells you what you want to hear, whether that is in my pick a card reading videos or any other videos. This is the truth, you guys. This is how a real best friend would give it to you. So you have to be committed to doing the work. And this is the work, you guys. This is what you need to do. Remember this one thing. Action cures fear. If you have procrastinated a little task before, such as like making a phone call, paying a bill, replying an email or a message, you know that the longer you put it off, the bigger the task becomes, the scarier it gets. All of a sudden, what was once a mosquito has now become an elephant. You guys, I am so guilty of this. Don't even feel like you're alone, because you're not. But I am here to tell you that in order to move yourself out of a state of complacency, you have to take action. There's no other way. Especially if you've kind of grown complacent over the past months or years. Maybe things have kind of changed due to how the entire world changed with the whole C-19 situation. But when you take action, that will make you confident, because that will show you that every time there's something you're afraid of, no matter how big or how small, you can do something about it and you can get rid of it. And often when you take action in one area of your life consistently, or even just one time, it inspires you to take action in the next thing. Like, for example, if I've been procrastinating one difficult email, when I get that done, it actually inspires me to do the next task, right? To maybe open some letters that I've been putting off opening, for example, or taking out the trash. All of a sudden, one piece of action inspires so many other areas of your life, and it's like a positive domino effect. And before you know it, you're doing all of these things with more ease. And what happens is that you continuously feel better about yourself. You continuously feel great about who you're becoming. So do not allow yourself to become satisfied with less. When you allow yourself to become satisfied with less belief in yourself, that means that you are slowly becoming satisfied with less respect for yourself. And we don't want that. We're not allowing that to happen. We're here because we want to feel better about ourselves. And make no mistake, my beautiful unicorn, there is a difference between being complacent and being at peace with yourself. So I don't even want to hear anything in the comment section about, well, you know, I'm not doing this because I'm happy with myself. I am not going after these goals of mine because actually I feel comfortable where I am right now. No, Vanessa, I'm at peace with myself. That's why I don't feel the need to chase my dreams. I don't need to feel good about myself because I'm at peace with where I am right now. When you have become complacent, you are not tapping into everything you could be. You're not tapping into your potential. You are never reaching the highest version of yourself. And in the long term, of course, you are not going to feel good about yourself. So we've got to do something against becoming complacent, or even starting to mix up being complacent with inner peace. Because when you have a calling, when you have a purpose, and you have become complacent and you just tell yourself, no, I'm at peace with where I am in my life, that calling and that thing that's burning within you, that desire, that passion, it needs to come out at some point. It's going to eat you alive if you do not follow your dreams and the things that you're meant to do. So if you want to feel better about yourself, take action, no matter how small it is. Please, when you're done watching this video, just promise me that you'll do this. Leave a little lightning bolt emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you will take action. You vow to do this, even if it's just a tiny task, like hanging up your laundry, for example, or replying a text message that you have been avoiding. Just take that little bit of action for yourself. I promise you will immediately feel better about yourself once you've done this. So next, we are going to talk about clapping for yourself. Yes, you heard me right. Clapping for yourself. Clapping for you. A lot of people live day in and day out with an inferiority complex that makes them feel like whatever they're doing is never enough. They complete one task and they immediately move on to the next. They never take a moment to clap for themselves. They never take a moment to celebrate what they have done. And even when they've accomplished something really big, we are kind of conditioned to see what was not perfect in it, what wasn't good with it, how we could have turned an A- into an A+, how we could have gotten 100 points instead of 99. And even when we work ourselves to the bone, we're convinced it still isn't good enough. We look at everything that could have been better rather than what was accomplished. And a feeling that your best is not enough is actually a feeling that you are not enough. If nothing that you do is ever applauded internally, you need to listen up. You really need to pay attention to this segment of the video. And now you might have friends, you might have coworkers, you might have family that applaud what you do, that tell you that you've done a good job. Maybe they quite literally clap for you. But what good does that do if you do not genuinely feel like it's true? If they clap for you, but somehow internally you still feel like you could have done better, you still don't give yourself a moment to just take a deep breath and enjoy the fact that you are the center of attention for an accomplishment that you put so much heart and sweat and work and time into. If you're always off to the next task and the next battle, and none of these battles that you have won are ever celebrated, what is the point? Please, what is the point? How can you possibly feel good about yourself if you never take a moment to appreciate what you have just done? And I bet you, actually, I promise you that there are things that you have in your life right now that 5 years ago you would have dreamt of having. 5 years ago, you would have thought, wow, I wish that I had this in my life, and you have that in your life today. Where is the celebration? Where is the clapping? Tell me. And I truly believe that this is because society has conditioned us to always see what's wrong with us rather than what's right, to always seek this external validation, which is actually a lie, because if we're not happy with ourselves, if we don't feel good about ourselves, there will always be a void. No matter how much external validation that you receive, no matter how much other people pour into you, you will be a bottomless cup. That void will never be filled. We are programmed to never be satisfied with any amount of external validation because the system is set up not to teach us how to love ourselves and how to feel good about ourselves so we can always feel amazing and feel full, no matter whether someone claps for us or not. No, it's set up in a way how by default we are empty. We are taught that it is weird to clap for yourself, like that means you're conceited, or, oh, let me use this, the worst of all, selfish to clap for yourself. So we never learn that that is so necessary to not become completely reliant on external validation. And personally, that's why I believe so many celebrities who receive an obscene amount of attention and adoration and people just looking up to them, clapping for them, telling them they're doing amazing, they still suffer from things that you and me deal with, like anxiety, depression, low self-esteem. It doesn't matter how much money that they have, or how many millions of people have liked their photo or listened to their latest album or watched that movie that just came out. Because they never learned to clap for themselves, That external validation, no matter how big it is, no matter if we combine the planet Mars, Jupiter, Venus, all of the inhabitants that may or may not be on there, to clap for one person here on Earth, along with all of the 8 billion people on planet Earth, that person will never be satisfied with the validation level. That person will never feel as though it's enough. They will think to themselves, well, there's another galaxy. Maybe there's more validation I could get from there, and then I would feel happy. And that's because just like you and I, just like celebrities, just like anyone who's grown up in this modern world and society, we were not taught to clap for ourselves. We were not encouraged to tell ourselves that we've done an amazing job. And there's a reason why we haven't been taught this. And this is why I really, really want you to learn how to clap for yourself. Because that way you take your personal power back. That way you protect yourself. Because when you learn to clap for yourself, you're no longer dependent on external validation. You're not waiting for someone to tell you that you did a good job. If you did a good job, you know that you did a good job. And that is inner strength. That is personal power. And that also means that nobody can take advantage of you anymore. Your boss and your coworkers will not be able to gaslight you into do extra work because they know that you somehow feel like no matter how much work you've put in, no matter how many times you've told your family or your kids that you can't come to dinner, you can still do more or it's never enough. No. Once you have learned to clap for yourself, people understand that there are boundaries. People understand that you have enough self-respect to know when you've done a good job and also to know when enough is enough. You will also not fall victim to narcissistic partners, romantically speaking, who want to control your self-esteem because you are in control of your self-esteem. Because you are able to tell yourself, hey, I've done an amazing job. And that will actually make you so much more attractive because people love to be around other people who feel confident in their own skin. So do it with me right now. We are going to clap for ourselves. Yes, we're really going to do it. Good job, Vanessa. You're filming this amazing video that will make so many people feel better about themselves. Good job. You got up this morning. Good job. Yourselves a little pat on the back. Absolutely. Really do it. Practice it every single day. I promise you, it may seem silly, but once you get over the fact that it is a bit silly, a bit cringy, whatever, and you don't start to associate with this feeling called cringe anymore, and you're just hyping yourself up, it will make you feel so much better about yourself instantly. Just try it for 7 days. I promise you will see a difference. One thing that I like to do is I like to either clap for myself or I like to just, snap my fingers if I don't want to hear the clapping. I clap for myself or I snip my fingers when I've completed a task that I've been procrastinating. I snip my fingers and clap for myself when I glance on my phone and I see that there was a sale on BoLife. I clap for myself and snip my fingers when I've worked on the next tarot and oracle deck. Hell, I clap for myself when I get out of bed in the morning and I go and brush my teeth and I'm able to put one foot in front of the other. Because guess what? I may not be where I want to be, but I am on my way. The only way to get there is through one step after the other. I am still closer to my dreams when I just take one step than if I stay complacent. And that is worth celebrating. And that is what I want you to do to immediately feel better about yourself. Remind yourself that at least you're further than where you were. And that deserves praise. Praise yourself for every improvement that you make, no matter how small and insignificant you may think that it is. It all matters. This has helped me so much, and I really do hope that you learn to clap for yourself, that you use this method. Another habit of people who consistently feel good about themselves is that they understand that success is not something that you chase. Success is something that you attract. Success is not something that just happens or you do. Success is something that you become along the way. It's not about what you get. It's not about that end goal and reaching it. It's who you become on the journey. And when you become the best version of yourself, the universe cannot help but make you more and more successful each and every day. And I see it in myself every single day that I get up. I don't make excuses. I don't ask myself how I feel. I just get up and I do my jump rope exercise. I write in my gratitude and mindfulness journal. I meditate, I shower, I take care of myself. I feel amazing. Every single day, I feel a little bit better than I felt the day before. And all of this energy, it reflects in everything that I do in life. It reflects in my relationships with others, but the most important one too, which is the relationship that I have with myself. It reflects in my self-confidence. It reflects in my business and how successful that my business is. It reflects in how I communicate and deal with anything that happens in life. I'm able to come up with better content for you guys. More people love the content. Everything is affected once you decide to become committed to feeling good about yourself. And when you commit to feeling good about yourself, to feeling a little bit better about yourself each and every day that you get up and you do the things that you don't want to do, you take care of yourself, I promise you, you will become successful beyond your wildest dreams. So please make it your personal business to use the information from this video to your benefit, to feel better about yourself. If there were things in the video that you couldn't use or you don't agree with, whatever, discard them. Nobody cares. What we care about here is sharing value, support, and energy that drives you to do better, to feel better about yourself. So please make the most of this time that we spent with one another. I love you guys so, so much. Thank you for tuning into this video, and I can't wait to sit down and talk to you again soon.